Welcome back to Faith is the podcast, where we take your deep dive requests and really unpack them. And today we're going to be diving into a message by Apostle Joshua Selman about the incredible power of mindsets and how they shape our lives. It's fascinating stuff. And before we jump in, a huge thank you to Business Referred for sponsoring this deep dive. If you're a local business looking to expand your reach, hit them up at info@businessreferred.com. All right, so Selman starts with this powerful metaphor. He says our minds are like magnets attracting circumstances and opportunities that align with our dominant thoughts and beliefs. What do you think about that?
It's such a vivid image, isn't it? It really gets you thinking about the responsibility we have for our own thought patterns. It reminds me of the story of Job in the Bible,
Hmm.
where he says, "The thing I greatly feared has come upon me." His deepest fear literally became his reality.
Wow, you're right. It does make you wonder if we're unconsciously manifesting our own fears sometimes. But Selma doesn't just leave us with that. He also talks about how we can overcome these limiting beliefs through transformation as warfare.
Yes, he emphasizes that we have the power to actively combat those thoughts that hold us back. He uses the example of David and Goliath, where this young shepherd boy takes on a giant. David was completely outmatched physically, but his unwavering faith and positive mindset fueled his victory. He declared, "This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands." That kind of conviction, that certainty in his belief, is incredible.
It really highlights how powerful our beliefs can be, especially when they're rooted in something bigger than ourselves. Selman goes on to connect this to the concept of salvation, saying that its true value is revealed in our transformation. He says it's not just about escaping punishment, but about being empowered to live a life of victory and liberty. What are your thoughts on this?
I find that incredibly empowering. Selman is essentially saying that we have the potential to overcome any obstacle, to achieve anything we set our minds to through this process of transformation. And it all starts with shifting our mindset.
So it's not about passively waiting for a miracle,
Yeah.
but about actively participating in our own transformation.
Exactly. Selman argues that everything poverty, wealth, curses, blessings all have corresponding mindsets. We attract what resonates with our dominant thought patterns. It's like we're constantly emitting a certain frequency, and the universe responds in kind.
So if we want to change our reality, we need to change our frequency, our internal state. That's pretty profound.
It is. And this brings us to another interesting concept Selman discusses: familiar spirits. He describes them as spiritual forces that prey on specific mindsets, perpetuating negative cycles within families and communities. Think about it. Certain families seem to struggle with poverty for generations, or addiction seems to run in certain communities.
That is heavy stuff. Are you saying that these negative patterns can be influenced by spiritual forces?
Selman suggests that familiar spirits latch onto the prevailing energy of fear, poverty, or addiction. It's as if they feed off these negative mindsets. He also emphasizes that we have the power to break free from these cycles. Through conscious effort, we can re-engineer our thinking by intentionally cultivating empowering beliefs that replace those negative patterns.
So it's not just about positive thinking, but about deep inner transformation that changes our core beliefs. And how do we actually go about doing that?
Selman says it starts with awareness. We need to become aware of our own thoughts and beliefs, identify those that are no longer serving us, and actively choose to replace them with more empowering ones. It's about rewiring our internal magnet to attract more positive outcomes.
Selman also links this to the concept of leadership, stating that the mindsets of leaders shape not just their personal destinies, but also the destinies of nations. What do you think he means by that?
Well, leaders, whether in business, government, or any other sphere of influence, project their mindsets onto those they lead. If a leader operates from a place of fear, scarcity, or limitation, it will likely be reflected in the culture of their organization or community.
So transformation is essential for effective leadership.
Absolutely. Selman even shares a personal example of preparing a lecture for Harvard in just 3 hours. He attributes his ability to do this to the importance he places on deep knowledge and preparation. It's not just about appearing successful or knowledgeable, it's about having the substance to back it up.
So genuine transformation versus superficial appearances.
Exactly. It's not enough to project an image of success or knowledge if it's not rooted in actual substance.
Selman also offers some great advice for businessmen, doesn't he?
Yes, he emphasizes prioritizing excellence, attention to detail, and creating an environment that resonates with success. He encourages business leaders to embody the qualities they want to see in their businesses, saying, don't just chase clients, attract them by building a business that reflects your values and aspirations.
I love that. So it's not about faking it till you make it, but about building a solid foundation based on authenticity and genuine growth.
Precisely. And this same principle applies to spiritual leaders as well. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not enough for pastors and ministers to just preach inspiring messages. They also need to demonstrate real transformation in their own lives and create an environment that fosters growth and empowerment for their congregations.
Interesting. So you're saying it's not enough for pastors and ministers to just preach inspiring messages. They also need to demonstrate real transformation in their own lives and create an environment that fosters growth and empowerment for their congregations.
Exactly. Leading by example, walking the talk is incredibly powerful. It inspires others to embrace their own transformation journey.
This all makes so much sense. It really emphasizes the power we have to shape our own destinies. But it's not just about personal gain, is it?
You're right. Selman also points out that this transformation isn't just for our benefit, it has a ripple effect on the world around us. As we raise our own vibration, as we become more aligned with our true selves, we elevate the energy of those around us. It's a beautiful reminder that we're all interconnected.
So our personal transformation can actually contribute to a collective shift toward a more positive and loving world.
Absolutely. He even shares an interesting observation about how people perceive us based on our internal state. He says there's a certain energy we emit that either attracts or repels people and opportunities. He uses the example of a restaurant. If the atmosphere is chaotic, the staff is stressed, and the food is mediocre, people will likely avoid it.
That's a great analogy. And I guess the same applies to individuals, right? If we're constantly projecting negativity, insecurity, or a lack of confidence, it creates a repellent energy.
Exactly. It's not just about our outward appearance or what we say, it's about cultivating an inner state that resonates with the qualities we want to attract.
So we're like walking billboards advertising our internal state to the world.
Yeah.
And people are subconsciously picking up on those signals.
That's a great way to put it. It makes you think about the kind of energy you're putting out into the world, doesn't it?
It really does. It reminds me of something Selman said about attracting the right people into our lives. If we're aligned with our authentic selves and radiating a positive, empowered energy, we naturally attract those who resonate with that same frequency.
Yes. He emphasizes that it's not just about finding the right people, it's about becoming the right person to attract them. And that requires a commitment to personal growth, self-awareness, and embodying the qualities we admire in others.
This all sounds wonderful, but I have to ask, how do we make this happen? How do we actually transform our mindsets and start attracting the abundance, joy, and fulfillment we desire?
Selman offers a powerful call to action. He urges us to take ownership of our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. He reminds us that we have the power to choose what we focus on, what we believe, and how we respond to life's challenges. It's like we're the architects of our own reality.
And what are the tools for this transformation?
Selman suggests starting with awareness, paying attention to our thoughts, identifying the patterns that hold us back.
It's like doing a mental declutter, identifying the thought patterns that no longer serve us.
Precisely. Once you've identified those limiting beliefs, you can start to challenge them. Question their validity, their source, their impact on your life. Selman encourages replacing those negative thoughts with affirmations, positive statements that reinforce the beliefs you want to embody.
So it's about consciously rewiring our brains, creating new neural pathways that support our desired outcomes.
Exactly. And remember, repetition is key. The more we repeat those affirmations, the more deeply they become ingrained in our subconscious mind, influencing our thoughts, feelings, and actions.
It's about consistently feeding our minds with information that aligns with our vision for ourselves.
Precisely. And keep in mind, transformation takes time. It's a gradual process of growth and evolution.
So we need to be patient with ourselves, celebrate our progress, and keep moving forward even when we face setbacks.
Absolutely. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. Selman emphasizes the importance of seeking guidance and support. Find mentors, teachers, or communities that align with your values and aspirations.
It's like having a team of cheerleaders supporting us along the way and offering valuable insights.
And don't underestimate the power of prayer and meditation. Connecting with a higher power can provide strength, clarity, and guidance on this journey.
So it's about aligning our inner world with something greater than ourselves, tapping into a source of wisdom and inspiration.
Beautifully said. Transformation is a journey, not a destination. Embrace the process, trust the timing, and keep shining your light.
It's amazing how this all ties together, isn't it?
It really is.
This whole idea that our thoughts and beliefs can have such a profound impact on our lives and even on the world around us.
Yeah, it's easy to underestimate the power of our minds.
Selman really drives that point home, though, doesn't he?
He does, and he also emphasizes that transformation isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing journey.
So we're always evolving, always growing, always becoming more aligned with our true selves.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so exciting. There's always more to discover more, to learn more, to experience.
And more to share with others.
Absolutely. Our transformation can inspire and uplift those around us. It's like a ripple effect, spreading positivity and light.
I love that imagery.
And Selman reminds us that we're not alone on this journey. We have the support of a higher power, the guidance of mentors and teachers, and the love of our communities.
It's like we're all in this together.
We are.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with me and, of course, with our listeners.
It's been a pleasure.
And a huge thanks again to Business Referred for sponsoring this deep dive. If you're a local business looking to expand your reach, you can find them at info@businessreferred.com. And to all our amazing listeners out there, thanks for tuning in to Faith is the Podcast. We hope this conversation has inspired you to explore the power of your own mind and to embrace the transformative journey that awaits you. Until next time, keep exploring, keep growing, and keep the